Got here right at 10:30. Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I hope y'all are doing well. Let's work on this crossword while we wait for Artemis to show up. Oh, hope y'all can hear me okay. Let's see. Hope you don't mind me eating my breakfast as we go. My desk is a hot mess. I'm running out of spaces to put things. Thanks, Ronald. We are having, it's supposed to get up to 80 degrees today. But it was supposed to get up to 75 yesterday, and it was cold in the house all day. And I've already turned the ceremonial turning off the heat for the year. I've already done it. Snowstorm. Oh, Lord. Snowstorm. Yeah, I was watching one of my TikTokers. She lives in Atlanta, and she went to visit her people up north, or her husband's people, her in-laws. And I think they went to, I want to say Baltimore. I don't know. They went somewhere north of Georgia, and it was like in the 80s in Georgia, and they left there and got to where the in-laws were, and it was in the 40s. You just feel, I know we're a big country, so it makes sense that we have such a variety of temperatures, but every year I'm still amazed at this time of year where some people are still getting snow, where the rest of us are hot. Let's see. Okay. 4 across, device inside the wheel, 6 letters. Makes no sense to me. Wipe my glasses off. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, 15 across, hailing. Say. No. 17 across, eco-friendly seating, ? So it's got to be earth something. But you can't put impartial letters in this game. You have to fill in the whole clue. What is 2 down? More speechless in a way. Oh, horser, because you're horse. H-A. R-S-E-R. Okay, did you not register that I typed the word, game? Come on. I typed the word. Let's try again. Enter. Okay, it's not even recognizing that I'm typing. It does not like me.
Hello?
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 Oh, Ronald, you typed the same thing in and it didn't take it for you either. Okay. So maybe that's just not the answer. Alrighty.
Also, where was that one that you said center part of a wheel, 6 letters?
I don't see your face.
You don't see my face?
I don't see your face.
Why don't you see my face, Ronald? Can you see my face? Ronald says he sees me fine.
Don't listen to Dani. Oh,
trust me, I never do.
Insulted. Okay. Well, no, your face is not in the. I was looking down in the offstage area, and your face is not there.
Oh. Well, do you see me up on the big screen?
I see you. Yeah, I looked up now. You're on the screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see my name?
Yes, I see your name. Dani the Moody Molly.
Okay. I waited until after I came in to put it in. Although you have to put the first name, it won't let you not put the first name. So.
Also, Ronald. He said one day y'all did a test stream and I missed it. I watched it after the fact that y'all were just telling each other wrong stuff over and over. It was something.
Oh Lord, what were we doing?
I'm thinking maybe it was that one where we were testing playing games on stream.
Did we delete this nonsense?
I mean, if it was on Twitch, I did not. I absolutely did not.
Oh no.
All right, let's get this show.
We're waiting for you because I'm ready.
Okay, give me a. Hang on, wait, give me a, and then we just, bam. Oh, you're like mirrored in the two. We've got the like studio camera, which no one else can see but us, and then the like us, like the proper camera, and you're like mirrored in the two cameras. You look different in each camera.
Oh Lord mercy.
What?
That's happened before though.
It has, but I'm not mirrored either way.
I know you're not mirrored either way.
I don't know. I don't understand it. Because this is the one that people are seeing.
Okay, good. Because that's right where my thing is.
Except for me, that is reversed from the way that I normally see you, because usually your coffee computer is in the other corner.
Aww. Bummer.
I'm going to switch the music to our streaming music. I'm having a hard time getting started this morning. I am, as usual, tired. I had another nightmare last night, and it wasn't even a melatonin nightmare. It was just a nightmare. I'm going to get this out of the way, and then we can start the stream. Let's start the stream, and then I'll just...
Yes, and then just tell everybody about your nightmare.
Right, yeah, Ronald says that we're correct on stream, so I guess we'll just stop worrying about mirroring cameras. I don't understand anything anymore. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of The Conversation Chair. I am your first presenter, your primary presenter, the only one who counts, Dani, the Moody Molly. And I am, it's my little baby. My
chopped liver, apparently.
My co-presenter,
Artemis, the fatigued, as usual.
I'm the one running things here on Wednesdays. You're the one in charge on Fridays.
I'm going to start slandering you on Fridays.
I am the Moody Molly. And if you have never been here before, we are just a little chat show. We are here to be your audio ambiance. We are here to be your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are doing dishes, folding laundry, running after the little rugrats, or in your commercial kitchen, baking your prize-winning sugar cookies that you decorate while you try to figure out how you entered your closet and then ended up in your new landlord's closet 2 floors above. That last bit was not my real life. That was a book that I read last week called The Serendipity by Emma St. Clair.
The serendipity.
And for those who know me, you'll be happy to know it was closed door. No spicy. Nothing more than a little kiss.
It's like watching a Korean drama.
But it is a romance. So how are you doing today, Artemis?
I am tired. I had another nightmare. It wasn't a melatonin nightmare. It was just a regular nightmare, I guess. But I had a nightmare. So in this nightmare, I had two older sisters for some reason. And for some reason, like two older sisters
that already is a nightmare.
Two older sisters that I also just don't know very well for some reason. Like they lived with another part of the family or something. I don't know. My brain did not explain that part in the nightmare, but it was one of the sisters' birthdays. And I was like, okay, I have just enough money to get the perfect gift. It was like a CD of a like Broadway cast recording of a show that's like not on Spotify, not on YouTube or something. Like it, again, all made up in my brain, does not exist. But I was like, I'll get her the CD, and then I know she doesn't have a CD player, so I had a little like, you know, the radios, like the old radios that have the CD player in it. I got her one of those. And so I was like, and so the CD is in the radio, and I'm going to gift her the radio, and then she's going to press play, and she's going to be able to play it. So I get all that together. Great, perfect, love it. And then, and this needs a little bit of explanation. Wayne and I watched a horror movie last night. And in this horror movie, it was a very good movie, by the way. It was called Late Night with the Devil. And it's about this late night TV show host that is, it's like a late night TV show host that his ratings are going down. So he's doing just ever more controversial things to try to get his ratings up so that he can beat, whatever the late night host was at the time. It's like 80s or something, 90s.
Sounds familiar, actually, but continue.
So we're watching essentially like found footage of the last episode of the show that ever aired. And so it's a Halloween episode, and he brings on basically a medium who's talking to ghosts, and then he brings on a skeptic who's a magician who like is like, no, all of these people are lying because I lie all the time in my show. They're all lying, and I can prove to you why everybody's lying. And he was an absolute asshole through the whole movie. That is all that I needed to explain. So back to my dream, I've gotten this perfect gift for my older sister that doesn't exist. And then this skeptic man appears out of nowhere and is trying to take it from me. And I'm like, no. And so we are like fully fighting over this little CD radio, and like we're in your house, so we're like upstairs, downstairs, all over the place. I'm hiding out in Cindy and Chloe's room, like all over the place. And then I like walk into your room, and you and Papa are just laying down watching TV with the big TV up on the wall. You and Papa are just laying down watching TV and are for some reason unfazed that this stranger man is in our house trying to steal from me. And I'm like, help. And y'all are like, y'all need to calm down. And I'm like, help. And so he like, we're fighting. And then he like, the radio's broken. Like he breaks the radio. And so the radio is broken. And so I'm like, I'm trying to hold on to the pieces for dear life because I know the CD is in there. And I don't think that he knows the CD is in there. So we're fighting. And then he like is in some ploy to get me to let go of the radio. He like wraps it in like, imagine like, you know, like a bed of nails, but it's like on a carpet. And so he like wraps it around the radio. And so I'm like holding on to this like spiky, like bed of nails thing around the radio with my hands bleeding, trying to hold it. Cause I'm like, this is the perfect gift and I have to give it to this person who does not exist. And then I woke up. It was bad.
Did you take melatonin last night?
I did it. It wasn't a melatonin nightmare because I looked at the clock because I was going to take melatonin last night. And then I was like, no, it's too late. You need like a good 8 hours. And if I take the melatonin now, I might oversleep. So I didn't take melatonin last night. That was just my normal brain.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
It was a problem.
I guess so. Crazy talk. Okay, so what are we eating or drinking this morning?
I am not eating or drinking anything yet. Oh my gosh, I am drinking coffee. Thank you. Perfect timing.
Room service.
Room service. I'm drinking Taste of Italy's Venetian vanilla or something. I don't know. I don't remember what it said. But it's Taste of Italy, I know.
Well, I'm drinking my regular Nescafe instant coffee in my favorite mug with salted caramel creamer.
Ooh, yummy.
Yes. I am
Speaking
also
of
having my
coffee-
breakfast, which I was going to skip my breakfast, but my tummy started to hurt, so I threw together something right quick. My new usual, which is some fruit, applesauce this time, and my Activia yogurt. So I can have my prebiotic and my probiotic. And I have a breakfast burrito, bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yum. Speaking of the yogurt, have the probiotic things been helping your tummy?
They have.
They have. I was thinking about getting Wayne some yogurt because he also has tummy issues. Also, speaking of coffee, have you been completely overrun with these commercials of the Javi coffee concentrate? It's spelled like Jabby.
Yeah, I got those a few months ago. They finally stopped, but I was getting them a few months ago. Of course,
you're about to start getting them again.
Really, now that you said it out loud.
But they never stopped for me, and I finally went and looked at it the other day, and I'm like, this website looks like it's going to scam me. It doesn't feel like a real website, but every other commercial that I get is like, okay, now for Sarah in Vegas, we're packing your order. Or the ones that are like, ew, drinking thousands of calories in your coffee still? Couldn't be me. Some girl in her car.
Oh, I haven't been getting those. I just get the ones that just say, I mean, when I was getting them, I was just getting the ones that just say, this is a good alternative to going and buying your coffee. I mean, just like a straightforward coffee commercial, not...
They must be trying to attack me because I'm a millennial. Because the three that I keep getting are, there's one where she's like, okay, Sarah from Vegas, we're packing your order. I can't remember the name, but I know it's Vegas. It's like, okay, Sarah from Vegas, we're packing your order. And you see her grabbing it off the shelf and putting it in the box. And then there's one that's like, drinking thousands of calories in your coffee still. And she's making a gross face. And it's some blonde girl in her car. And then there's another one that's like, what is this Javi coffee? And they pour it right in the camera. So it's an attack on the senses of what is this Javi coffee that everyone's talking about?
They must know your age or something, because they gave me a normal grown person commercial.
No, these are TikTok commercials if I've ever seen them. They're just
even on TikTok, because that's where I was getting the Javi commercials, was on TikTok. I don't get them on YouTube. I was getting them on TikTok.
I only get them on YouTube because we know that my phone cannot run TikTok anymore.
Yeah, I was getting them on TikTok.
They're driving me crazy.
What am I getting on TikTok now? I keep getting, I don't get the full-on ads anymore on TikTok. I get the people who have partnered with the TikTok shop to try to sell you something, like a dress or whatever. But no, I don't get any of the full-on ads.
Speaking of dresses, this is my other jumpsuit that I got.
That is cute. And where'd you get? Did you say you got those from Temu?
I did. These ones don't have pockets though. My other ones had pockets, but they feel so cute. And this is a 5X. But I went back to look because now I have decided that I want to just live the rest of my life in jumpsuits. And so I just want 1,000 jumpsuits so I only ever have to worry about one article of clothing. But I went back to look, and I think I just found all of the cute 5X ones, because all of the other cute ones are 4X.
Well, bummer.
You could see how this fit me. A 4X is not going to fit me well.
Yeah.
Bummer. Yeah. So I'll have to go, I could go look at some other sites that have 5X ones and shell out actual money, but I have no actual money right now, so it's going to be a while.
Before we move on to your work stuff, do we want to comment on that AI monstrosity you sent me the other day?
Yes. So I had talked about it briefly before, but Google has a new service thing called Google Notebook LM, where you can put in different sources and it does a lot of things. Like it'll generate like a timeline and different notes and stuff. But the thing that I love about it is that you put in all of these sources and it generates a fake podcast of a man and a woman talking to each other about the thing. And so I put in the last like 12 episodes of, I'll see if I can post this to the Discord if anybody wants to listen to it. But I put in the last like 12 episodes of our of the Conversation Chairs / Coffee Clutch, because it also had some Coffee Clutch episodes in there, and it I put in those as the sources, but what I didn't realize is that if you put in YouTube sources, then it just reads it from the transcript, so it doesn't know who's talking, which is funny because I mentioned before that I did it with our D&D notes, but with the D&D notes, I am saying everything that everybody's doing, and so it knows who does what for the most part. Some of it was kind of iffy, but doing it with the transcripts, it's like, oh yeah, and this presenter did this, and the presenter did that, and the presenter did this, but they don't like know exactly who's talking really, and it was so weird. Like they I think you commented on the fact that they were agreeing with each other too much. Like there was no like conflict really of like, I don't know, it felt too,
it wasn't a conversation, it was just very
Yeah.
much one person telling them something and the other person's like, yeah, like I understand that.
Oh really?
Like that's how that
Yeah,
goes.
really.
Yeah, that's how that really goes. It's like
if I read a book and then my mother also read a book, and then I was like, so when I was reading the book, he kissed her, and you're like, yes, that did happen, and then she broke up with him, yes, that did happen. Like they both have the knowledge of what happened, so no one is really telling anyone anything because they both know. It's so weird. And then they like, I put them in order, and the episodes are labeled in order, but they like kept jumping back and forth between the episodes. And I even, because I listened to it and then I like generated the little written timeline to look at it, and they have the timeline out of order for some reason. I don't think I still have it. I'd have to go back and double check, but they have the like timeline out of order for some reason, and it's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird.
I feel like because they were trying, it sounded like they were trying to group everything according to the kind of topics that we talked about. And so that's why it was like a lot of, an episode from 12 weeks ago, and then last week's episode, and then 6 weeks ago episode, and then 2 weeks ago episode. It was like back and forth because
like,
they were trying to
group hair stuff, and then like went back and forth, and then they combined all of the craft stuff into like one kind of section. Talking. It was odd. I thought you would find it funny though.
It was mildly amusing, and
you're able to put in 50 sources, and I was like, I am not taking the time to copy and paste all of those URLs. So I only did the 12, but I was like, I wonder what would happen if I put in all 50. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking it almost sounded real until you got a little further into it. And because there was a few things that they mispronounced. I can't remember off the top of my head what they were, but there were a few things that they mispronounced. That there were a few things that sounded, this is it. There's a few things where at first you listen. You know how when you listen to something and somebody like when you're watching something on TV or something, and somebody says your name,
yes,
and you get that little thrill of someone said my name, and I got a little bit of that feeling at first when they were reading, because they were actually saying specific things that we had talked about. But then as it got further, it felt very weird because there wasn't really a conversation. Like I said, they were just kind of agreeing with each other too much. And then when they stumbled a couple times and mispronounced a couple words, I'm like, oh yeah, this definitely feels like AI now.
Yes. And they'll do this thing, because I noticed it with this one and with the one that I did with our D&D notes, that it will like, there will be a funny thing where one AI will say the word correctly, but then the other AI voice will mispronounce it. And so they'll kind of go back and forth. Like like in the D&D one, I think Asmodeus was one of them, because Asmodeus is like king of the underworld or whatever. I don't feel like explaining. He's like Satan essentially. But there's some people that say Asmodeus and some people that say Asmodeus. I had to think really hard to remember how other people say it. Some people say Asmodeus, some people say Asmodeus, and so they kind of kept going back and forth on how to say it and could not agree on how to say it.
But honestly, that in itself is actually kind of realistic, because there is a podcast that I listen to that I know is real life people, and they say they read a lot of alien romance, right? And they say Minotaur.
Ew.
And I've always said Minotaur. Yeah. Right? And but it's the husband and wife, and they both say Minotaur.
Are they in the UK?
No.
Oh.
And then they're American. And then they had a guest who came on, a guest author, and she was talking about one of her, I don't know if she was talking about one of her books or she was talking about one she had read, but it had one in it, and she said Minotaur.
Mm-hmm. Did they talk about the fact that they say it different?
They were having a conversation, and she's saying Minotaur, and they're responding to her and going, yes, when the Minotaur did da-da-da. And
no one addressed it?
And she responded, yes, when the Minotaur does da-da-da.
I cannot.
And I'm like...
If I'm having a conversation with someone and I say... If I'm having a conversation with someone and I say caramel and they say caramel, I'm going to stop the conversation right there. Is that how it's pronounced? I've always pronounced it this way. You pronounce it this way? Let's look it up. I will stop the conversation immediately. Like, I need to know who's pronouncing this wrong.
No, I don't always stop the conversation, but like, I guess it just depends. On something like that, I probably would stop the conversation. Or more than likely, like if I say Minotaur and you come in and start talking and say Minotaur, I will immediately switch to Minotaur for the rest of the conversation. I may go back to saying Minotaur if that's what I'm comfortable with normally. But if I'm talking to you and you're saying Minotaur, I'm going to switch to Minotaur just because I don't want to feel like I am correcting you, because some people will try to be subtle and do that to act like they're correcting you without, in a passive aggressive way, just keep saying it their way.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's other little changes that are more due to accent than, because
that's why I asked if they were from the UK, because I was like, I feel like that's a UK thing to pronounce it that way.
If you say, because like caramel and caramel, I think are more of an accent thing, not a pronunciation thing.
Yeah.
And so I would just keep saying it the way I say it.
Yeah, but I think that's a well-known, it's well known that that's a pronunciation thing. Mm-hmm. But like something like Minotaur and Minotaur, or like, just, I don't know. I cannot think of a good example right now.
Yeah, Minotaur just sounds like you are saying it wrong, ma'am.
I know in my heart that if I'm having a conversation with someone and they say one of those words like that, that conversation is at a full stop until I understand. Like, you've always pronounced it this way? Because I've always heard it this way. Let's look it up. Are both ways acceptable? Am I saying it wrong? Are you saying it wrong? I'm not trying to put anyone down. I want to know how this word is pronounced.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. So, you got work stuff on your list.
Yes. Okay. So, this will be fairly short. Sorry, I'm also trying to bring up the notes. This will be fairly short. I just have one question for the people out there. Do I look like a manager?
Yes.
Do I just look like a manager? With the shaved head and the makeup and my spooky ooky overalls, do I look like a manager?
No, not the way you dress, but having been with you at a market, your demeanor when you get to work, there's a slight, and
I'm bigger than life.
Yeah, there's just a slight, I don't know how to say it. But sometimes you watch a TV show or something where that features an actor, and they'll have the actor in their real life, and then it's like, okay, I need to get into character for my thing, and you see just the subtle. That's kind of what happens to you when you go to a market.
Okay, because
and so you put off, big manager energy,
big boss man vibes. I don't. Okay. So we discussed previously the drama of my store manager being fired.
Mm-hmm.
We now have a new store manager. It's one of the managers that was already at the store, thank goodness. So we don't have to worry about some asshole coming into the store. But that means that there is now a leadership position opened up from him moving up, and there's that hole there. And so he was talking to me about being a manager. He's like, I really want you to apply to be a manager, and I think it would be great, and you're doing really great, and blah blah. And I'm like, your girl's been here 3 weeks.
Exactly. Don't you have people there who've been there longer than you that are going to be pissed if you get the manager position?
I asked about that, and we're going to talk about that some more tomorrow. But the only other person that we think might want the manager position is a kid. He's 19 years old, and his hyperfixation is suits. He has been obsessed with suits since he was 16, and he is now 19 years old. He knows the ins and outs. He knows the fabric. He knows the cuts. He knows the pockets. He knows the pleats. He knows everything. And so he
sounds like he's the one.
That's what I'm thinking. And so, but I don't know. I just don't know I don't know if he wants it though. Like if anyone would be the best qualified for it, it would be him. We just don't know if he wants it. And so I'm going to talk to the other manager about it. Because I have manager experience, being a manager at Party City, experience. But I am not as knowledgeable. I still have to ask a bunch of questions. I still don't know how to I just learned how to mark people for if they're getting their pants hemmed. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, stranger things have happened, because when your father used to work at Taco Bell, and he worked there for years and years, straight out of high school practically. And they brought in managers that had never worked fast food. And I mean, the only thing was that they had bachelor's degrees, and they would take anybody with a bachelor's degree.
Oh, we had that happen at Waffle House. I remember when I was at Waffle House, we needed a new store manager, and they brought in a store manager fresh out of college on his little business degree. And I'm out here saying, hey, can y'all at least make me a grill op? I would make more money as a grill op, and I'm tired of being a waitress. And they're like, no, actually, we don't have enough waitresses, so you have to say waitress. So I'm out here training the manager how to plate the stuff on the plate.
Exactly.
So because the manager has to know how to cook. And I'm like, this is some BS.
Exactly. They brought in, I remember clearly, they brought in a manager who had a degree in English, not even a business degree, had a degree in English, had never worked in fast food, did not know how to do anything. And he would never get out there and work the line. They would be slammed, and he would never get out there and work the line.
So they're basically down a person.
Your father always, even when he finally got up into management, always would go out there and work the line if it was
because that's part of being a team. That's what you're supposed to do. I hate managers that'll just sit back in the office and do nothing. I had a manager like that when I was at Party City. I hate managers that will just sit back in the office and do nothing and not come out and or they'll come out for 2 seconds and then walk away and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, that irritates me. If we're struggling, you need to be out here struggling with us. That's what you get paid the big bucks for, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Ronald, it is kind of chaotic right now. We still don't know why the store manager got fired. At least I have not heard anything. I've been asking people, and they're like, "No, we still don't have any information." And I think what they're trying to do is make sure that we have the most knowledgeable people kind of in the store right now. So we've got the store manager gone. We have the new store manager who was the assistant manager moved in. And then we've got I'm just going to call them shift managers. They're called store leads, but all of these words feel confusing to me because the store lead to me feels like the overall store manager. But there's the store manager, and then there's the shift managers. And so right now we have one store manager, two shift managers, and then one, two, three,
So, but if they're
four,
trying to get
five
the most
part-timers.
knowledgeable people in the store, then why did they get rid? Was your manager they got rid of not knowledgeable?
He had been there for 5 years. He brought the numbers up. He also loves a good suit. Like he was knowledgeable, so we still don't know why he's gone. That's why everybody's so baffled, because he was doing great. He was not only knowledgeable about everything in the store, but he was also very personable. Because I've had a lot of managers who, like, they know everything in the store, but don't try to talk to them. Like, I had a manager when I was at McDonald's. I worked with her for 4 years, did not know that she had children. Had 2 whole children. Did not know, because she did not talk to people. She was a business robot. But he was knowledgeable and he was personable, and then he was gone. And we don't know what happened. So I think they're trying to pull either me or this other person up, to have just somebody who knows what's going on. Because, like, I don't know everything, but I've picked up fast enough that I can do some suit rentals. I can sell some suits. I can help you try it on. Worst case scenario, I'll have to bring somebody over to, like, double check if a fit looks good or if a color looks good together. Because y'all know I dress like a wild clown gremlin at all times. So I need a second opinion on things looking normal. But other than that, for the most part, I got it. And like I said, this other kid's very knowledgeable in suits. So I think they're trying to get one of us up into that position before somebody outside applies and comes in, and they have to then train a manager how to do everything.
Yeah, I think you need to get a couple magazines like GQ and some other magazines, and just like flip through a few issues for you to get a feel of menswear. That might help you.
I think
briefly.
So. After seeing a lot of people trying.
You have a library card, right?
I do.
You might want to check and see if your library is subscribed to the state digital library. There might be you might be able to look at GQ online.
Okay.
And not have to pay for it.
Yeah, because I think, like, looking at the, like, silhouettes and stuff, and, like, the jackets and pants, I think I, like, for the most part, can do an okay job of, like, the shape of things and how things are supposed to fit. I think my biggest problem is, like, does this color look good with this color? Does this pattern look good with this pattern? Does this pattern look good with this color? Blah, blah, blah. I think that's my biggest issue. So I think I am going to try to go look at some magazines when I get a chance and take a look at that.
That would probably be helpful.
But if I do get that raise, then it will, my store manager said that he could probably guarantee me another $2 pay. So I would be going from $15 an hour to $17 an hour. I'd be making like $1 less than Wayne is making as door security.
That would be great for y'all.
It would. It really would.
That would be really great for y'all.
So, like, I kind of want the position, but also I think that's the other thing.
Because you have your markets and stuff, and that might interfere with the markets and stuff.
Yeah, but most of my markets I know about at least 2 weeks in advance. So I would be able to, like, let people know. And this is the first season after the hurricane. I don't know how many of my markets are still going to be open. The only one that I know about is Faye Nectar is supposed to be opening up in May. But other than that, I don't know about any of the other festivals that I did. I don't know how many of them got washed out, how many of them just don't have the money to try to do it again. I do know the BIPOC market isn't going on again because they sent they sent out an email saying that they were glad that they got to do it when they could, but they just don't have the money to maintain the farm. Plus they had to move, plus, like, just a bunch of other stuff. And they're just trying to care for the community right now. And that means that they're not able to help, not able to run the market. But the Southside Community Farm, which is who put on the BIPOC market, was on Good Morning America.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the link to the video and post it on, because I hadn't watched the video yet. I just saw that they were on Good Morning America and then never got around to watching the video because I get distracted. But yeah, I'll see if I can find it and post it on the Discord. But the only other thing that I have to talk about is I'm getting real tired of all of my accounts being compromised.
Oh no.
So we know that I had to change my Chime card because it got compromised. Not my Chime card, my my Wisely card. I had to get a
Mhm.
new Wisely card because my Wisely card is compromised. And
Mhm.
then my state employees card got compromised. And
Oh
so I'm waiting
no!
for, so I'm waiting for a new state employees card to come in the mail.
How did that
And
happen?
I think it was still back that same thing when Wayne was waiting for his Xbox or whatever, his Xbox or his controller or whatever to come in the mail. That whole debacle. I think both of those cards were used in that situation, and I was just keeping them locked. And then all of a sudden there was a like $8 charge. It wasn't, or it's a $5 charge or something. That I was like, I don't know what this is, and so they locked it down. So I am waiting on a new state employees card, which I think should be in the mail right now. And now I just woke up to an email of an Amazon purchase having happened. I did not purchase anything on Amazon. Wayne said he did not purchase anything on Amazon. It is the most random thing, and it's getting shipped to us. So what is the purpose of the purchase? And it's not even anything that I need right now. Hang on, I'm pulling it up. It's like a Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine, like flat ironing serum that I had, I think, in my like save for later. You know, when you put stuff in your cart and then you can like save it for later, like move it out of the cart. I think it was there. So it got purchased. It was $8. It's being shipped to us. But like neither one of us purchased it. So what is it doing? How is it helping literally
You're
anyone?
positive it didn't end up on a wish list somewhere?
I don't think so. I'll ask the famo if any of them
Yeah, ask in the group chat.
If any of them think that my hair needs to be sleeked down.
But you didn't. But are they charging it to you or?
Yeah, it got charged to me. So that wouldn't be the family buying anything because it got charged to me. So where is this even? I
have a vague memory of a scam where somehow they get into your account and charge a thing, and they don't change the address because they are watching your house.
Ew!
And getting it off your porch or out of your mailbox.
Well, we'll find out. But I have I changed my Amazon password and I logged out all devices. So I did that. I asked Wayne if he bought that thing. As soon as he said no, I'm like, okay, and did it. That's why I was a little late to stream because I was doing that.
People around me getting scammed. I need to
change your passwords. Change them all. It's not shampoo. It's a heat serum for like when you're flat ironing your hair. You put it on your hair and it's supposed to keep your hair
you from frying your hair.
Yeah, it keeps you from frying your hair, but also it's like water resistant, so it keeps your hair sleek. Because if you straighten your hair and then like get it wet, then the curls come back. So it's supposed to keep it like sleek. I mean, it's rough out here, Ronald. We're dealing with hurricanes and now wildfires, which thank goodness it rained. It finally rained yesterday and it came pouring down yesterday.
Oh, good.
So I think that helped out with the wildfires.
Good.
Yeah, I'm the one that paid for it. So the full situation, Ronald, is I get a notification saying, oh, your Amazon order. I get a notification from one of my cards that says such and such amount has been taken out of your card. And I'm like, okay. I wake up to this morning. Such and such amount has been taken out of your card. And then an email and then a notification from the Amazon app, because I get both, that says, okay, your order has been paid for and is on its way. Because it was like 2-day shipping. It's like it's on its way. And then I get up and go ask Wayne. I'm like, did you do this? And I'm like, no. He's like, no. And so I shut it down. So it has come out of my card. It's being shipped to my house, but I did not ask for it. I don't think I can cancel it now that it's already been shipped. Let me see. Because it was 2-day shipping. So it's like they ship it pretty fast and I woke up to it.
Well,
so
double check. You might be able to cancel it.
I am doing that right now. Sign in.
Excuse me. While you're signing in, speaking of canceling, I was supposed to cancel Disney on Monday. Totally forgot. Went to cancel it on Tuesday. Because I thought that they charged me for Disney at the beginning of the month. Like most of my services charge at the beginning of the month or the middle of the month. They charge at the end of the month. So they had already charged me for the month of April on March 31st. And they don't Unlike some things that like with Amazon Kindle, for instance, or Amazon Prime both, if they charge you and you go right back that same day, you haven't used any of the service yet because they charge you that same day, you go right back that same day and say, oh, I don't want this, I didn't mean to re-up, they will cancel it and give you a refund because you didn't use any of the month. And so I went to so I saw that they had charged me, I canceled it, and I was trying to see if I could get a refund, and I checked, and their refund policy is nope, nine, not, never.
Not a one, not Disney. Disney don't be giving refunds. That's how they get that Disney money.
So it's no, well, actually, it's because I signed up for it through Roku. So I have to go through Roku's policy, and they were like, nope, 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 nope.
Yeah.
If you woke up from your nightmare and sleep ordered hair serum.
Wild.
So
it was,
you guys have Disney for until the end of April.
Oh, Wayne is so happy about that because he's been watching the new Daredevil series on Disney. I told him the other day that it was going to be canceled at the end of March, and he was upset. But he's watching he's watching the new episode, one of the new episodes right now. He's been watching it as it comes out.
Because I'm not watching the show. Isn't that the one where on the ad they have the big bad? He didn't used to be that heavy. I forget the actor's name, but he didn't used to be that heavy, but he's like big.
Surely I don't know.
And then he's sitting, they're in a diner and he's sitting at one side of the table.
I think so, because I keep seeing clips of this big white bald man sitting in a diner.
Yeah. And the at the other side of the table is the skinny guy with the glasses.
Yeah. That must be it. Because I keep walking in on Wayne watching the show, and it's always this big white bald man sitting in a diner. And I know I know what Daredevil looks like because he does wear the little glasses, and he's like a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at the Amazon, it was $8.97, so it was a $9 purchase that went to one of my cards. But the only options are track package, get product support, return or replace items, write a product review, or buy it again. I can't return anything because I don't have it. Once it comes in, I'll just keep it. I'll use it.
Yeah, because it's something I was going to ask you.
It's something
that you can use.
Yeah, it was something that I did want once upon a time. I just went with a different thing, and it says it's coming in Friday, but it's not, I don't know. But yes, Ronald, I did change my password for Amazon and I pressed the thing that logged it out of all of devices. So I had to re-log in on my phone just now even. So it has logged me out of all devices. I'm gonna have to re-log in on Wayne's phone too, because we share the Amazon Prime. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. I'm tired. It is weird. It doesn't make any sense. Scammers out here are getting goofy.
Yep. Yeah, I told you a few months ago your aunt Terry got scammed by Bed Bath & Beyond.
What happened?
It was either Bed Bath & Beyond or Bath & Body Works. One of them has gone out of business. And she didn't realize they had gone out of business. And she went online to a site that said they were having a sale and bought something and got scammed.
Shame. Yeah, it's wild, Ronald. I'm hoping it's not what my mother said, because she was saying that she recalled in the annals of history a scam where they get into your account and order something with your card just so they can steal it off of your porch. But I'm not even going to jinx myself like that. I'm not saying anything further about it. But I did just do an Amazon order a few days ago, because I'm doing First Friday this Friday. Oh yeah, other updates. I'm doing First Friday this Friday. And a birthday party on Saturday.
So it started already.
Yes, this is the first month because it's April. But I ordered another face paint palette because most of my face paint is half empty at this point. I didn't have a rainbow palette anymore. And the girlies love to do a rainbow unicorn and a rainbow kitty corn and all this stuff. So I needed a new rainbow split cake for my face painting. And so I ordered a new palette, but I ordered that I ordered it on Sunday. I made sure 2-day shipping so I would have it for Friday and Saturday. So like I just ordered something on Amazon that came in, was on the porch perfectly fine. I don't know, it's just weird.
Very strange. Very strange. Not much life update on my end. My fingers don't want to work, but that's nothing new, really.
Oh, are they like numb again?
Well, numb still.
Oh.
Just, I feel like they've gotten a little bit number. And I feel like when I do things, like if I'm doing something that has my, my arms moving around a lot, then it feels like this hand gets a little more numb.
Mm-hmm.
And the numbness has gotten down to my wrist. So like right around here, I feel like I'm constantly wearing a watch, and I know I'm not wearing a watch. I used to wear my Fitbit on this arm,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll find myself
Like phantom checking.
Yeah, checking, because I feel like I still have my Fitbit on. I haven't worn my Fitbit in weeks because I was trying to see if that would make the feeling go away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still kind of there. It's almost gone, but it's still kind of there.
Is the numbness, is it just an MS like nerve thing, or is it like you don't have blood circulation?
No, it's an MS nerve thing.
Okay.
But it's not really that much of an issue, except when I'm trying to do my hair, I can't really feel well enough to do my hair, to do my twists like I used to. And in the kitchen, really, because when I try to open jars, I don't really have any strength in, like, here is kind of fine, but the little things, like when you're trying to open a bag of potato chips and you have to do the I don't have the strength in the really tippy part to pull, so I have to cut everything open. And that's why I get aggravated when they move my kitchen scissors.
You need to put like a what am I thinking?
I need to put them on a string and hang them on the...
No, I was thinking, so you crocheted yourself the little phone bag. On the phone bag, if you get like a letter opener, like keychain, you can keep it on the like a bag charm. You can keep it on the bag, and then you can just...
Next thing you know, I'll be carrying a chatelaine around the house, like this is medieval England or something.
A what?
A chatelaine.
Okay, so saying the word again does not impart any more information into my brain. What? Oh, she's pulling stuff up. She's got her thinking
I'm
face.
not pulling anything up.
I hear the typing.
A chatelaine.
Okay,
you do D&D. I thought surely people in D&D use chatelaines.
Maybe I know it by another name. What is it? Please describe. Use some adjectives. Give me nouns.
I'm bringing you images so you can see.
Thank you. You are the queen of, the Flugelgogen. What do you mean? The Flugelgogen, duh. Like, typing it out, spelling Flugelgogen. As if just repeating it is going to give me... Oh, I do know what this is. Okay, I didn't know the name for it, but I do know what this is.
See?
You could have described it, and we would have been at the same point. We would have reached the same point. But yes, I have seen these before. Not me trying to scroll as if this is on my own computer. I cannot scroll.
I want to use my vocabulary. I have one. I want to use it.
So you using your vocabulary doesn't help if no one else knows what you're talking about. So if you use the vocabulary and explain, then going forward, you can use the vocabulary.
See, now I'm going to be dressed like this lady.
Like an old matron?
Well, I am an old matron. If somebody got married tomorrow, I'd be the matron of honor. So
they are cute though.
Yeah.
But let's circle back. So if we had an up-to-date 2025 Chatterlane. Chatterlane?
Actually, there is somebody on YouTube who let me remove this. because I might be able to find it. There is somebody on YouTube who posted a whole video of her making her modern chatelaine.
What's on her?
And she has like this was like, oh, please don't make me say, because then y'all are gonna make fun of how I don't know how time.
Was 5 years ago?
Please don't say. I don't know. I can't remember if it was pre-pandemic or post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But she had like her Apple Watch. That's all I can remember is she had her Apple Watch on it.
Pause for just a moment. Sidebar. Ronald says, ooh, the sidebar is so small when we're in the tiny little bars here. Sidebar. Ronald says, every job I go to apply for wants me to know Python, a coding language. So I'm taking a course. Ooh, look at you. We love a woman in STEM. Go ahead, Ronald.
A woman in STEM.
Hopefully the course isn't too hard. And then you'll be able to apply for all the jobs. And you can say, guess who knows Python, girlies? But I think if I had a chatelaine, it would, honestly, my keys right now are kind of my chatelaine. If I had a chatelaine, it would have my little crochet hook, my little emergency crochet hook thing that you got me for like Christmas one year or my birthday one year that has 3 little crochet hooks on it. It would have, what is this? Is this toast? What is, ew? Freaking Vienna sausages, you can take that back.
You gotta have your protein.
No, I'm gonna have my toast. You can keep those Vienna sausages. Ew.
I love you.
I love you. Bye. He had the toast in his hand, went to hand it to me. I stuck my hand out, and instead of handing me the toast, he sticks a thing of Vienna sausages in my hand. Like, who wants that? I think if I had a modern day chatelaine, it would have my emergency crochet hooks. It would definitely have the little scissors, like the old ones. I would probably have backup Bluetooth headphones, like a Bluetooth headphone on a little dangly, like in a case, so I could just like pop open the case and put my headphones on, because I was distraught the other day when all of my headphones were dead. I'm working on it. Hang on, don't do anything. There we go. I was distraught the other day when all of my Bluetooth headphones were dead. Are we hearing the audio or are we not hearing the audio?
No, I didn't put the audio on because you were talking. I just wanted to show you.
Does she have headphones on her chatelaine?
Yes.
I was just saying. Okay. We got, is that a stylus? Cute. What is that? Oh, the Apple Watch. Okay.
So it says this video was 3 years ago. So maybe, it was
post-pandemic. Yeah, so it looks like we've got the Apple Watch, the headphones, the scissors, the hand sanitizer, and I can't tell what the one on the far right is. Do we know what that one is?
I have no idea, because I just fast forwarded to
her showing it.
Subtitles are so tiny.
They are. I think you can change the size of those. But I love having the Apple Watch. Oh, Shiv, Ronald.
Oh,
it's her key
extender.
Cute. I've been recently looking at little crochet things that are little crochet key hiders, where you like pull a loop on the top and your keys go like into like the mouth of a little creature or something, and then you pull down and your keys come out. But yeah, I think my chatelaine would look similar to that. I would have the headphones, I would have the scissors, I would have my crochet hooks. What else would I have? I don't know what else I would have on my chatelaine. What would you have on yours?
I think I would have the Apple Watch. I'd probably have a lip gloss.
Oh, I should have a chapstick, though. I would never use it. Maybe I would use it if it was on my chatelaine.
Some sort of chapstick or lip gloss. Possibly the scissors, or possibly a row counter.
Nah, I always use the row counter that's on my phone. If I had like an Apple Watch or a Samsung Watch, that would probably be on my chatelaine, but I don't have one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. Just like a tiny pouch with an emergency snack. A little like container for some gum.
Yeah, a little container for some gum. That might be good.
That's fun.
Yeah, I don't know what else I would put on mine. I'd have to think about it. Cuz really I don't need anything other than my scissors and my scissors and the Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little flashlight.
Ooh. I used to, up until like maybe 3 years ago, Wayne, for one of my birthdays, several years ago, like when I was in high school, got me a it was either when I was in high school or like my first year of college. He got me a sonic screwdriver flashlight. And it was the 10th Doctor Sonic screwdriver, so that's how old it was. It was the 10th Doctor Sonic screwdriver. And that flashlight went with me from purse to purse until it died, like 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I held on to it for so long. Because it worked, but oh no, my laptop's dying.
Okay, you need to plug that in. Go plug that in while I change the banner. Let's see. I have finished my lunch. Or my breakfast, I should say. There we go. I've changed the banner. I could have made a new banner, but it felt like it was quicker just to change the banner. I think I need to get some more stitch markers, but like the round kind. Because these, although I don't have my other ones. Although I like the ones that clip on, I think these I like for knitting because they go from needle to needle. It's just a round piece and they go from needle to needle, which is what I need in this case because I'm not marking a specific spot. I just want to mark that after here I'm switching. Because you knit the first 7 stitches and then you switch over to another stitch. But it's always knit at the beginning and always knit at the end. So I would like to have my little round things. But I only found one in my stash, so now I need one for this end. But can you hear me, Maya? Because you're not saying anything.
I can. You were talking. I didn't have anything to add.
Okay.
Also,
so,
did you guys hear anything I said, or did I just like cut out, just like vanish?
Well, since you are chewing, I'm going to start on my first Yarny Crafty thought.
Go ahead. I only have one Yarny Crafty thought, so go ahead.
Which is, let's see. Oh, Ronald is having a struggle in his Python course.
Yeah. Also, he made a few sales in his store.
That's good. That's good. Are bag charms back in style?
I think so. I also have been seeing them around.
Well, I don't leave the house, so I haven't been seeing them around. But
I've been seeing them around online.
Okay. I watched. I follow Hobie.
Mm-hmm.
Hobii.
I want to say hobby because crocheting is a hobby.
Yeah, I want to say hobby too. I follow Hobby on TikTok because their TikToks are cute. I don't follow a lot of brands, but if they have a cute TikTok, where they do something interesting, I will follow them. Like, of course, Duolingo I follow. But did you see the Duolingo cruise?
No! What?
It was an April Fool's Day situation. I was trying to avoid the April Fool's Day things, and I avoided most of them. But BGA and Duolingo, they just shoved them in my face. I couldn't avoid them.
Yeah, I think I only got caught by one.
Yeah, they have a
one
whole
April Fool's
TikTok.
Day.
They have a minute and a half video about the Duolingo, and because I follow Carnival, Carnival also sent me the link, the video. Sent me the link about the Duolingo cruise. And if you look at the Carnival video looks legit. I mean, anything coming from Duolingo, I'm like, okay, this is a prank, right? But when you see the Carnival video, it gives you I'm not the video, but the Carnival email, because I follow them and they send me deal emails all the time about, $50 off your deposit if you book before blah, blah, blah. And this email looks just like their normal deal emails. So I'm like.
So it was a Duolingo, like April Fool's prank partnered with Carnival?
Yes.
Okay. What was the thing? Was it like go on this cruise and learn a language while you're on the cruise?
No, it's go on this cruise and use all the languages you've been doing on Duolingo. It's a 5-year cruise. That's how you know it's a prank. 5-year cruise.
I mean, maybe not. People do be doing those long cruises.
Still.
Those lifelong cruises. Never set foot on land again.
But anyway, so I followed Hobby, and they had a little quick TikTok where one of the employees showed off a project, and she said it was like some cherries that she had crocheted, and she had them on her handbag, and it's like, and she said something to the effect of, I'm so glad that this bag charm trend has come around or is back or something like that. And I'm like, is it a trend? This is the first time I'm hearing of it, is you talking about it. As usual, which is how I hear about stuff when people already say, oh, we've all heard this. No, I'm hearing it the first time talking to you. But so I went and did a quick look on sites like the Today Show, which you would think, why would I go to the Today Show site? But they're the kind of site for olds like me, where it's like, do you not understand the trend that is coming around that all the kids are doing? We'll tell you about it, and whether
we'll break it down,
whether you're too old to do it. Okay. And so that's why if the Today Show has done a thing on it, then it must be out there, because that's the other thing. If the Today Show has done something about it, then it's been out there a minute. It's not just
Ronald is saying, oh gosh, yes, about the bag charms.
It's not just a fleeting thing. Oh, so you've been seeing them everywhere. See, when I think of bag charms, I think of when you kids were in middle school, and they used to do the charms. They used to do the things hanging off of your book bag. That's what I think of when I think bag charms.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking like a purse charm where, like, if this is the strap of your purse and you have it like hanging.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But what I think of is, hush, Ronald. But that's what I think of is the charms that used to go on the backpacks, on the book bags, especially when the mini backpack style was in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And then so
they would hang like right here on the strap.
That is pretty much what it is, Ronald, except it's supposed to be more elevated for the adults. So I guess these are the adults who were kids in middle school and grew up with them on their backpacks, and now they've got them on their purses.
My favorite one that I've seen is it's a bag charm, but it's a little frog, and he has his little arms, and so his arms are around the like strap of your bag, and so he's just like hanging there holding onto your bag. Very cute.
Why are we saying a cherry?
Weren't you talking about cherry bag charms that she
Oh
kept
yeah,
searching for? Yeah.
she had the one on the hobby thing. She had a couple of cherries that were wrapped around her purse. But I went to the I might as well pull it up because I'm saying it. I went to today's site and they showed all these different ones because it's like you can do bag charms. AI is saying yes, bag charms are very much still a popular trend in 2025.
AI, we don't care about you. We don't care what you have to say. Give me my normal Google back. I hate that that's like at the top of every single Google search now.
Okay,
So
the Holiday Reporter has best bag charms of 2025: Prada, Gucci, Tory
Let's look at
Burch.
these $1,000 bag charms. Pull it up now. Let's look at these $1,000 bag charms.
I didn't even look at this. This isn't the article that I looked at.
But we have to look at it now.
But
let's look at what the riches out here, old money, new money. Let's see what they are spending on these bag charms. And let's see how ugly they are. Or if they're not ugly, maybe some of them are cute. Or maybe some of them are like that Prada bucket hat that you definitely crocheted.
Celebrity street style. Celebrity street style. They're saying this article and the Today Show article are both saying that supposedly this trend goes all the way back to the 70s when Jane Birkin put charms on her. But I know kids were doing this on their book bags in the 90s and 2000s. So I don't think it's... But I think it's come back because on TikTok somebody had posted a picture of Jane Birkin with charms on her Birkin bag.
Ronald says, I'm just saying it's supposedly, quote, more elevated for
So
adults.
they're putting charms. They're putting charms on their Birkin bags. A Versace charm for $195, and it's ugly. And it is ugly. It looks like it should, and it doesn't look like it should be $195. It looks like I could buy those beads at Michael's.
Yes, you could. You could and you can. Yeah, it does not look like you.
The Free People Friendship Charms, $38.
That one's cuter and a reasonable price.
It's cute. It's a reasonable price. Yeah, but you could make that.
You could. You absolutely could.
Vera Bradley, $20 at Urban Outfitters. The little bunny.
Hang on. Am I looking at it weird? I don't see the bunny. What?
The ears, the long ears, is holding its arms out. Oh, I didn't see a bunny at first until I read that it was a bunny. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's still not reading as bunny to me. Maybe it's the patterning. Let's move to the next one. My brain just cannot parse it.
The Anagram Pebble Key Ring in brass, $375.
If you are going to spend $375 or something, why are you spending it on something so small? Mm-hmm. Like something that could fully fall off of your bag. Like what?
The Anthropology Pearl Bag Charm, $38.
Cute, affordable, definitely looks like I can make it.
Yep. The Tory Burch Pearl Keychain, $128.
I don't even like that one, actually.
See, I think everybody's doing the cherries because I have seen many variations of the cherries, and the Hobie one was crocheted cherries just like this.
I think cherries also are in right now with the like cottage core, coquette like vibe because that is in style right now. I think that's why the cherries are everywhere.
Tory Burch Sheep Key, $128.
I don't like it.
The Gucci dog shaped charm, $430.
That one is cute. It does not need to be $400.
Bauble Bar,
$58. That is $60 for those tiny seed beads.
Yep.
I'm gonna start jacking up the price of everything at my table. Nothing under $100. Are you kidding me?
$28 for this other bag charm.
But
by
it doesn't
Barbara
like
Barr.
you're gonna put it on your bag and it's gonna be invisible. Like
Yep.
who is gonna see it?
More
That's
cherries.
cute. Those are hearts.
They look like cherry hearts.
They look like cherry colored hearts. That one's cute. I
String
like that
ting.
one. I would
String ting. $114.
Yeah, I would not spend $114 on it, but it is cute. It's
Gigi
the cuter of
Hadid and
ones.
Dua Lipa.
Look at them. Justin Bieber.
That's cute. The Madewell is $48. It's cute.
That looks like it's
I
gonna
mean, see,
fall off of that bag.
when you get
breathe
in
too
the
hard.
under, I'll be honest, when you get in the under $50 range, in the past I would have looked at that and said, "Oh, I can make that." Now, having been recently in a Michael's and some other stores, I realize I would probably pay just as much to buy
to make it
stuff myself. When you're looking at the $400 or like this Neiman Marcus $650, that is an. This is the only time where I wish for dark mode because I can't even see that on that white.
Yeah, what?
It's a squid.
Okay, I'll trust you.
It's a squid in wool felt. Okay, which means it should not be $650.
No, it should not.
I mean, you're paying. I imagine you're paying for somebody's time to make that little squid and to felt it. But so I think
you're mostly paying for somebody's name.
I can pay myself for my time and go buy the wool felt myself and make it myself. That's the area where I start saying, "Oh, you could make it yourself." Yeah. More
cherries. Prada leather bag charm. Let's scroll down. What is? It's nothing. It's nothing for $460, and it's nothing. It's $460 for a strip of leather.
2 strips of leather and 2 key rings.
Are those key rings made of pure gold?
2 key rings. That's all it is. That $460. That's definitely where you're paying for the name.
I'm paying for Prada to have looked at this leather.
More cherries. $20 at Free People. See,
honestly, all of the
cherry
ones that we saw were pretty cute. Some of the more expensive ones, like the little dog one, that was cute, but like most of the ones that are really, really expensive are just either ugly or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, queen, give me nothing.
But yeah, I mean, I would be tempted if I carried a regular purse. I would be tempted to get this one. Although now that I say that, your Aunt Terry gave me a as a matter of fact, I've got it sitting right here. She gave me a bag.
Hang on, we're zooming. Okay.
She gave me a bag.
Cute.
That I can wear
on the cruise
over my. I can stretch this out so I can wear it.
Over your shoulder.
Over my shoulder. And it fits my it's got a front pocket, and then it's got the big inside, and it fits my tablet. Yes, my tablet. And it's got an inside pocket too. It's like divided. It's divided in two.
Cute.
So you can keep some stuff separate. So I could see myself maybe buying that $20 cherry charm and putting a cherry right there. Maybe.
Yeah.
I could see that. Or if I wore it turned the other way so nobody would grab my wallet, steal my wallet from me, I could hang the cherry.
Hang it on there. Maybe I'll start making some bag charms.
Because this is a nice color to that the cherry would go nicely with that. Now that I think about it, because I think this is what I'm going to use possibly next time we go on a trip. I haven't decided yet.
I know.
I was about to say I like the bag charms, but I don't carry a proper bag. So what am I going to do with it? And then it hit me. Oh, I just got a new bag. a charm would look cute on that.
I know one thing. When I go on that cruise this year, I'm about to be in nothing but jumpsuits all day, every day. It's so comfortable. They're like this cheapy polyester, but it's so comfortable. I've got leggings and a long sleeve under it right now, but if I were to throw on like a tank top under here, or like just a bandana or something.
If your father hadn't bought me all those dresses last year, I would be really tempted
to get a jumpsuit.
To get some jumpsuits for the cruise this year.
We could be
Although to be honest, he wouldn't mind if
ma'am, before you continue talking. Oh, I was about to say, are you about to close?
What?
Can we close out what you're doing? No, you're good. We've already pulled it up. I was about to tell you to close that window because it is eating up your bandwidth.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a quick cruise through this one before we move on to the next subject. This is the article that I looked at that
bag charms are everywhere. We asked a stylist all about the it accessory.
And see, these are the more kind of bag charms that I think of. See.
The little backpack is cute.
Like the tote keychain for $10, the Snoopy bag charm for $8. Those are the kind that I think of when I think of bag charms. 8-ball, $15. A leather knot for $20. I don't know why you'd buy that.
I don't for $20. The ones like that stress me out. That is cute. I feel like that would drop off of my bag if I breathe too hard. It is not secured.
It's just tied. That's what they say. Something to note: no clasp included. It just ties on.
And depending on what that's made of, because you can see it's got the seed beads on there. Depending on what kind of wire or whatever is underneath it. Oh, that is my market manager calling me. You continue talking. I will be right back.
Yeah, all of these in the Today Show article, you can tell that the Today Show article is aimed toward people who are on what am I trying to say? Not quite pavos, but more on the lower end where they're not gonna spend $600 for a charm. The people watching today's show are not going to spend $600 for a charm. Although $95 for this pretzel charm from Coach is a bit much. And one of the things they were saying is that you can just take a necklace that you really like or that you don't wear anymore and tie it around and use it as a bag charm, because that's pretty much what these bag charms are. It's kind of like a necklace almost. So, see, the Snoopy, that's like a kid's charm. This is the kind, if I was going to get a bag charm, this is the LL Bean bag charm is the kind of charm I would get, because you can keep a quarter or a lip gloss or something.
Keep your Aldi's quarter in there.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said keep your Aldi's quarter in there.
Exactly. Keep your Aldi's quarter in there.
So cute. Ronald says, I just feel like crocheting charms is akin to making ami. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Almost certainly, depending on what you're making. Yeah. I feel like a little bit easier because you're working on a smaller scale. So you don't have to worry quite so much about like the shaping and keeping as many numbers intact. Because like or stuffing anything, yeah. But yeah, I was thinking about making some bag charms because I have those mushrooms that I make, the fidget mushrooms. Maybe,
and that's why I put this. That's why I put this on the thing, because when I first saw this article, I thought, are these really in style? Would it be worth it for her to make some of these for her table? Mm-hmm. Because they're really cutesy.
They are. I think I definitely might like maybe make some cherries and a few other things. Is that a pepper? Cute.
Yeah, I think that's a pepper.
Ronald says, we popped into Joann a few days ago. Yarn still 25% off, and it was a hot mess express. Only yarn left was in boxes that customers had ripped open in the middle of the aisles. I am now afraid to go back to my Joann's. But also, the yarn is still only at 25% off.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, speaking of yarn and sales, remember I showed last week that I got that Bernat blanket on sale at Ollie's? Aunt Terry went back to Ollie's day before yesterday. She said that yarn is gone. All of it gone. There was a whole end cap of yarn, because they don't have like an aisle of yarn at Ollie's. Mm-hmm. When they have yarn on sale, they tend to just put it on an end cap, and it's like maybe not even the full end cap, maybe just the bottom of the end cap. But this time they had the whole end cap, and then they had the which was like 3 shelves, I think, and then they had a I don't know what you call them, but when you go in stores like Walmart or whatever, and they have a thing in the middle, and you go all around it, and
like an island.
Yeah, an island thing that has stuff on it. Mm-hmm. So they had an island that had like 3 shelves, mm-hmm. and on all 4 sides. And she said all that yarn was gone.
Not surprised.
Gone.
Because Joann's is gone. The girlies are looking for places to get yarn.
They were selling the Bernat blanket that I showed you, the ombre. They had Bernat blanket, or not Bernat blanket, but I think it's Karen Perfect Phasing.
Oh yeah, the Perfect Phasing. Hang on, I've got a skein of that. I think is it not Bernat? Where is my skein? Ooh. Oh, I don't even have the wrapper for it anymore.
I don't know if it's Karen or Bernat, but it's perfect. Whichever one is Perfect Phasing. They had Perfect Phasing in one color. They had the ombre in the bluish color, and then in like a pinkish color. Mm-hmm. And then they had some other Bernat blanket that was in like a marled color. They had it like in a grayish color.
What's marled again?
Color. Marled is like where it looks like there's a stripe going.
Okay, yeah.
And
like
so
my chicken yarn that I don't have any of right now.
And so they had like 2 different colors of that marled yarn. They had like a little bit of Red Heart Super Savers for some reason in a burgundy. If it wasn't too dark, I would have got it, because I've run out. They discontinued that red that I'm using in my Avatar, and mm-hmm. I don't 100% know if I have enough for the 2 blankets, because I'm not good at eyeballing and figuring out if I have enough. I know I have enough.
Slightly different colors, it'll be fine.
I know I have enough for 1 blanket. So as long as I can get 1 square done in that 1 color I have, then I'll buy a similar red to do the other square, because they're going to be in different blankets. I just want to make sure I have enough of the red for the 1 square. So I could have bought another skein, because they had like a red, but it seemed a little too dark, so I didn't get it. But anyway, she said it was all gone.
Not surprised. So I'm about to go to, I've been trying to decide if I want to make a trip to either Homophobic Hobby Lobby or a trip all the way out to Michael's, which Michael's isn't really that far away from me. It's just the straight path there is cut off by road that has been destroyed by the hurricane. So I have to go like a long way to get there. But my yarn needle is still MIA. Fully missing, absolutely gone. No one knows. She is undercover. She has changed her name. She has changed her face. I don't know where my yarn needle is, and I cannot finish any of my projects because I don't have my yarn needle to weave in the ends, and I have not started any amigurumi because I'm like, I need a yarn needle before I start any of this. So
yeah, I need to, speaking of lost and found things, I need to do a quick survey through my stuff, because I cannot find I bought a specific larger hook. I think it was like an 8mm maybe, because I know the largest that I have is a 6mm in my set. 6 millimeter is the largest that I have, and crochet hook. I mean,
I'm not wondering what
and
the largest I have is. I know I have like
and
a
so
9
I
millimeter in
bought.
there.
So when I was making the do rags, her pattern said an 8 millimeter, I think. So I bought an 8 millimeter, and I don't know where it is because I can't find. Because I reused that yarn to make that other hat, and I don't know what if I had any yarn left where the bag is that it would be in, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yes.
Because I had a project bag with that yarn, and I took out the do rag, but I still had the crochet hook in there, and then I started crocheting something else. I don't know what happened to the crochet hook.
That's how all my crochet hooks get lost, which is why I never
Mhm.
leave my hooks in the yarn anymore. If I am working on something and I need to put it down, that hook is either going in my hair where I can find it,
Mhm.
or it's going back in my little zippy bag that I just found. Because I'm sure if I were to go through every single one of those bags that I have over here, which I'm going to eventually, which I need to do soon, honestly. But if I were to go through, I bet you I'd find at least 4 crochet hooks. Just wandering around because I'll stick them in the yarn, think that I'm going to work on that project. Suddenly, that project no longer exists in my brain because I'm working on something else. It is packed away. I don't even know what's in that bag anymore. Don't know where the hook is.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of leaving the hook stuck in the bag, in stuck in the thing of yarn. And then when I'm going through my bags, I will pull. Like if I'm trying to straighten up my mess I got over here, I'll see some hooks, and I'm like, oh, I'm not working on that project anymore, and I'll just randomly pull the hooks out, and then a few months down the line, I'm like, hey, I want to start back on that project again, and then I can't remember what size hook I was using because I didn't leave the hook with the project, and so that's what
Mm-hmm.
got me started with my little pink book that I've been
Of
using,
writing everything down.
where I write down the name of the project, when I started it, what yarn I was using, and that's supposed to be what Goodreads is for, but
You mean Ravelry?
I'm not Ravelry, yes. That's what Ravelry is supposed to be for, but I find it's better
If
for me to just keep it in a
yes,
notebook.
if I have to fully log into Ravelry to remember what I'm doing on a project, that project is not
Yeah.
getting done.
Yeah. It's better for me to keep it in a notebook, and then when I'm done with the project, I will go in. Like I'll go in Ravelry and I'll put that I started the project. Go ahead.
You're working on projects from patterns, right? Can you not go back and check the pattern and the pattern says it calls for 4 millimeter?
But I don't always use what the pattern calls for, because rather than do a swatch,
Because
don't
we don't do
start.
swatches.
Yeah, because we don't swatch, and I kind of know my tension. So now with we
You're out here
as we
going
saw
rogue.
as we saw with the sweater that I made for the cruise, I need to swatch for wearables. I definitely need to swatch for wearables so that I can make something, or at least try on frequently, so I can make something that fits me the way I want it to fit. But anything else, especially if it's something that doesn't have to fit a specific size, like a blanket or even a hat, I feel like hats, I don't swatch for hats.
Never.
But like blankets or little baby dresses, which I don't have the baby with me, so swatching does me no good anyway. That kind of stuff. I don't swatch, but I tend to just automatically go um what's the word? Go down one size. So like if it calls for a 6, I tend to go down to a 5 because I know that I'm loose. I know that my tension loose women.
Loose women. Wild.
No, I know that my tension is loose, so I go down automatically. Whether I'm knitting or crocheting, I go down one size just as a starter. I may have to change it, but I go, hush, Ronald.
I hope you know that this is absolutely going to be a YouTube short. I gotta find it. I gotta make it happen.
I just start down one size.
To accommodate
So so
for your
looking at the pattern
looseness.
isn't necessarily a help because usually I'm not using the size that the pattern has called for.
But but you can still do the math of if you look at the pattern and you know that you crochet loose, you're gonna grab smaller. So go for what you would have grabbed. You could still do the math. The math is there.
But I might have made adjustments. So it's not always accurate. Because I might go down a size and then realize, oh, I don't like the way the fabric is too stiff. I want it to be looser or whatever. And then I'll go back up a size or I'll go back up two sizes or I don't know what I've done. So that's why I got the book to start writing down what I've done.
Speaking of adjustments, can I show you the thing that I have begun?
Yes.
So remember I grabbed 8 skeins of this from Joann's because they were like the last 8 skeins that were there. And I said I was going to make that striped cardigan, this cardigan that had the big chunky stripes.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have started it. It's going to take a millennia to finish. Because I started it and it's looking good. I'm going to show you what I've got so far.
Cool.
Oh, don't pull out my stitches. Jesus. So this is what I've got so far. This is, I love it. It's giving like 90s skating rink floor, but in like the best way.
Yeah, it does. I can picture exactly what you're talking about. The carpet at Kate's skating rink.
Yes. So this is essentially the bottom edge. I had to start over because we are on the same page talking about hooks and things, because I started it and I was like, okay, I'm going to go for I looked at the amount of yards that I have and I'm like, I'm going to go for a 4X because I want this thing to be nice and big and big and big and like slouchy and stuff. And then I started the 4X and it was so far too long. And then I realized the pattern calls for a 5.5 millimeter hook. Guess who doesn't have a 5.5 millimeter, but has a 5.75 millimeter? So that's what I'm using. Is a 5.75. And so I was originally like, maybe I'll do a 3X. I was like, no, let me do the 4X. I have plenty of yarn for it. Let me do the 4X to make sure it's going to fit. I started the 4X, enormous. I went down to the number of stitches for the 3X, still enormous. And so this is a 1X because I think because I sized up and I also crochet on the looser side of things, I think. So this is, but I measured it against myself. That's the only swatching that I'm doing is I started the pattern again and measured it against myself once I have gone too far. But if if we throw this around my waist, because this is what this part of it is, so it'll be a nice big slouchy cardigan. It'll go over my bum and all of that. I could maybe go up one more size, but it doesn't really need to be closed down here. Like I'm gonna wear it open. So that does not matter. But it's going to take absolutely forever because of the way that it's crocheted. Because let me see if I can find the. Okay, so what this pattern is, and part of what makes it so floppy, is it's technically a mesh. So you chain your number of stitches, and then going back, you do single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet. And then you do that like back and forth. So that's what I'm doing is chain one, skip one, single crochet all the way through. But can you see those stitches? I am crocheting
black yarn, ma'am.
It's black yarn, but the speckles are also covering where the stitches are.
Yeah.
So I'm crocheting on hopes and dreams right now.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like it's warping. Like it looks like it's all even and the same length and everything. It doesn't look like it's warping, but who knows when I get into row 40. Also, how am I supposed to count my rows here? I'm using my row counter and hoping that I remember to press the button at the end of every row. Because how many rows is that?
Yeah.
It could be 15. It could be 20. It could be 12. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. So I'm doing my best, but this is taking an eternity. But I love the way it looks.
Yeah, it's gonna make a nice sweater. Are
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
plan
do.
are you planning to just make the whole sweater that color, or are you adding a stripe?
I'm gonna do the whole thing this color, and then the border I'm gonna do in a solid black, like the little
Okay.
border thing. I'm gonna do that in a solid black.
Cool, 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 cool.
But
Cool,
I
cool, cool,
love
cool.
it. I love the way it's looking so far. But it's working my nerve.
Cool, 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 cool. Did we want to mention the pattern again
Yes, let me
for
pull it
those who are
up.
watching us that care about yarn? We are the worst
We
yarn
are.
show ever because we don't put stuff up on the screen. We don't tell you half the time what yarn we're using,
We don't.
all of that kind of stuff. You want to pull that
Also,
up while I tell the people my plan for my needlework for the next couple weeks?
yes.
Okay. So my now this plan is subject to change. Any plan that Danny the Moody Molly makes is subject to change. Okay.
Always.
But currently, right now, like what I'm working on right now is my scrap blanket. This is the scrappiest, happiest blanket. Yes, that's what it's called. Scrappiest, happiest blanket. The website is Mama in a Stitch. If you go to mamainastitch.com and it's scrappiest, happiest blanket, I've made a hat pattern from her before. Um,
This is the cardigan pattern that I am following. It is the Magnolia cardigan by Burgundy and Blush. And so what I'm doing is everywhere that you see the stripes, I'm going to do it all in my speckled Kate Skater Ink Floor yarn. And then the ribbing outer edge there, and I think there's a bottom edge there as well. And then the cuffs are going to be solid black.
Lovely. Lovely. So I'm working on right now the scrappiest, happiest blanket from Mama in a Stitch. I would pronounce the designer's name. Is the first name is Jessica. The last name is a foreign language that I cannot pronounce.
Ronald says he keeps, whenever you say the Moody Molly, he keeps thinking that you're saying the Moody Mommy.
So silly. But the scrappiest, happiest blanket, in case anybody didn't see it last week. Here we go.
We're just sharing everything this week, putting everything on screen.
Yeah, because I'm trying to be better at, if that's what you watch us for, then I want you to see it because I probably won't put the link in the comments. But you're free to ask us. Leave a comment and ask us, and we'll give you a link. But this is the scrappiest, happiest knit blanket. It's like, it's basically, get to a good picture.
Ooh, I just watched somebody being slapped in the corner over here in the ad.
It's basically two strands held together, and you have garter stitch, stockinette stitch, seed stitch, and eyelet stitch. And you just do various sections at various widths till you get to where the blanket is what you like. That's pretty much what this is. And I'm using all of my scraps from whatever is in this bucket that I've got over here.
Ooh.
So this, I've decided, my plan is, I've decided that this, because we got a good 15 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
My plan is, this is going to be my, right now, my sitting, when I'm sitting here and we're doing the stream, this is what I'm working on, because there's no rush on this. This is a blanket for the house. So I'm just going to work on this because I don't have to pay attention and I don't have to count anything to do this. I am still working on my 6-day star blanket. I did do a couple rounds on it this week. I did not bring it in here because I didn't do enough to it looks pretty much like it did the last time I showed it to you, because I only got a couple rounds done this week. But I'm planning to work on this blanket up until what's today? Okay, stop that. I'm
Today's
planning to
the
work
second.
on this blanket for like the next 7 days, because it's getting hot here, and the star blanket has gotten to a size where it's going to be too hot to
It'll
have
be
on my
laying on your
lap,
lap. Yeah.
because it's getting hot here. So I want to hurry up and get it done so it doesn't sit in my thing and languish for another year.
Hmm.
The avatar blanket I can work on during the summer because that's worked in squares, and the squares are not going to be too big to sit on my lap, and they're not going to be too hot. This is just the star blanket is kind of a heavy blanket, and it's warm, which is good, but not in the middle of the summer. So I'm planning on working on that one until the 11th, because I got the bright slash stupid idea. Your father's going on a trip on the 11th, and
Okay.
he's going to be gone about 5 or 6 days. So I'm going to switch and work on the blanket that I want to make for him with the ombre.
Hmm.
I'm going to switch. I'm going to see how much of that I can get done while he's gone.
Be prepared. That Burnett will
So, because
wear
I
you
want to
down.
make the blanket for him. And that's why I need to find my hook, my big hook, my 8 millimeter hook for this Burnett blanket. So I need to do the search. If I can't find that hook, I also cannot find my well, I didn't look hard, but I just don't know off the top of my head where that bag of stinky hooks is. Remember
Oh yeah, I remember.
I bought
Yes.
those cheap Tunisian hooks, and then
Yes.
because I was going to do some Tunisian and they were all stinky, and I shoved them in a bag, and I had them sitting on the shelf right in my eye line for the longest time. And then I shoved them in a bag, and I think that they are sitting in this 18-gallon tote next to me.
Do
So
you
I'm going
think
to
you have
dig
a hook
through
the
this
right
tote
size in
probably
there?
after we get off this. Yeah, because I bought it was like a set that had sizes from the tiniest size up to the bit. So it's like sizes outside of what's in my regular kit.
Hmm.
So I would probably use one of those Tunisian hooks, but not do Tunisian, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because I don't want to just buy another hook if I have that size available in those Tunisian hooks, and if I can make myself stand the smell. But if I can find the hook that I actually did buy, I will use that one instead. So
Maybe if you
that
find
is
the
the
stinky hooks, maybe
plan.
just sit them outside for a while for them to air out.
Well, I sat them outside for like 2 days. I mean, that is a thought. I sat them outside for 2 days, and it didn't take the smell away. But I think what I'll have, if I find them again, I think what I'll do is like sit them outside, but like take them complete. Because I had them in the bag, but I had the bag open. But I think what I'll
Hmm.
do is like just completely take them
Take
out
them
of the
out of the bag.
bag and lay them on a mat or something,
Hmm.
and let
Or maybe
them, you know.
maybe soak them in like. Why is vinegar coming to mind? Does
I
vinegar help
tried
get
soaking in
you?
vinegar. Somebody recommended vinegar, and I tried the soaking in vinegar. But again, I only did it for like one day, like 24 hours,
Hmm.
and then they still had a smell. I mean, the smell was a little less, but they still had a smell. Which, if it's in the plastic itself, that
Yeah,
means the smell is just going to be there. You know what I mean?
much you can do.
So I might just be able to just ignore it long enough to use the hook. But so that's my plan. If I can pull myself away from coloring, I will um,
Work on that blanket.
work on these two blankets for the next 2 weeks. Is my plan, or these three blankets, I guess I should say, is my plan. Blankets until it gets too hot, and then move to something else, because I still need to make something for vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't decided on a pattern of what I'm going to make for vacation because I don't even know what I'm going to wear for vacation. I still haven't brought up to your father that we wanted to do red and black, so I'll have to mention that to him today, I guess.
Yes, because
But
just red is
on
going to be hard.
to on to on to coloring, huh?
Continue. Go
What'd you
ahead.
say?
Go ahead. You're good. Close before you do anything. Close that window that has the crochet pattern or the knitting pattern. Fully close
And
it
I'll
because it
close the
is
crossword too. So if anybody was working on the crossword, y'all can work on it without me because I'm closing it.
because it
Okay.
is
I mean,
taking you
y'all can
out.
still work on it even if I'm not there. Feel free. I closed it. I was gonna wear my headphones today and be cute, and I forgot. Um, got 10 minutes left. I'm
Yep.
gonna show my coloring pages first. We'll mention my empties. I've been working on finishing off these markers. You can see how much I use them because this box is
It's torn
beat
up.
all to whatever. And one whole, this is like 4 boxes of 10. One whole box is completely gone. I've thrown it away.
Goodness.
I have 13 markers left. Wait a minute, no. Let me take that back. Let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16 markers left plus one that I have turned upside down to remind me that it's almost dry.
Mm.
So out of 40 markers, I have
You are
I have 16 left.
going through it.
Well, because these were the ones before you guys bought me the water based ones and the alcohol
Mm-hmm.
ones and stuff. These were my main markers. This and my Crayola colored pencils were all I was coloring with. So I'm finally getting down to where I'm drying these out. So what I'm trying to do is use these up so I can throw this box away.
Do you
And
think you're going to rebuy those markers, or you think you're going to continue buying the like alcohol markers and stuff?
well, I want to try a big box of the super tips.
Mm-hmm.
I like these. I like these a lot. But I also feel like there is, like with any kit, I was telling Chloe, with any kit, there seems to be like, I like the tips of these. These are very comfortable for coloring. I feel like I can get in the corners and stuff
Mm-hmm.
nicely. These are more streaky than using an alcohol marker, but I don't mind streaks if that's I mean, if
Yeah.
that's the whole, if that's the whole work, it just becomes like a design feature.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it that much, like some people do. Um, but there's just some colors that aren't quite in here. Like the purples are all a little too dark. So if I need like a lavender, there's not one in there.
Okay.
Um, if I need something that's more of a tan, it's not really in there.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the colors are pretty good. So I would get them again as not just as my main color. If there's one thing I've discovered, especially this week, is that to get what I want, I need to use a combination of markers
Mm-hmm.
because none of the sets that I currently have, and now I understand why people buy these sets with 300 markers because none of the sets that I currently have all the colors I need.
Mm-hmm.
This was a set of 40. I have a set of 60 alcohol markers and then a set of 60 watercolor markers, uhuhu markers. And then I have a set of like 35 skin tone markers and then another set of about 20 skin tone markers. And then I have a set of 75 or 72 colored pencils. But I still find myself going, I don't have
Searching
quite
for a specific color.
searching for a specific, not quite. Like one that I have trouble with my coloring books is aqua green. All of my coloring books want an aqua green. None of these sets have what I consider an aqua green.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Time
do
for you to
know
start
that,
moving on to paint, mixing your own paint colors.
but none of them have what I consider an aqua green. But so for my pictures this week, this is the picture that I was showed a partial of last week. I finished it.
No, no, no. Yes, very cute.
This is from this is Sun Life. This is from this book
The best
here,
of book, yeah.
the best of book. But if you were to buy one of their individual books, this is a book called Pattern Animals because it shows you up in the corner. It shows you up in the corner right there
The
what book
book.
it is if you want to buy the full book. So
Mm.
that's Pattern Animals, and this was all the markers there in the fine line Crayolas, and I think I might have used a little bit of colored pencil on one color because I was trying to get it to,
Like a slightly different shade.
yeah, trying to get a slightly different shade, so I used the colored pencil. But for the most part, this was the Crayolas. So that's that.
Love it.
And then we've got, I finished this one yesterday. I started and finished this one yesterday. This is from, it's in the same book. It's from it's from their main book that's just called Birds.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like that one.
It's this one. Um, I don't know if you
Very
can
cute.
tell, but I didn't completely do it like my other picture. I
With
did
the
not
out,
fill in. I left
yeah.
white space
What
on.
color was that supposed to be?
That was supposed to be shades of purple and magenta, and I just felt like it was just too much.
No, I like it with the white, yeah.
I felt like it was too much. If if I had, I'm not real happy with this in here either because the blue and pink that it calls for, this looks too much like baby shower. So
I can see it now. Now that you pointed out, it didn't look like that to me originally.
so I have two more of these birds pictures. I'm trying to just work through this. And I said I wasn't going to do any more in this book, but I changed my mind. I'm just going to work through it and try to get as many of them as I can done because I want to go ahead and order the 2024 book. But I have at least one more bird picture in here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in that same style of like birds on stained glass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm really going to take a look and see what they're calling for around the bird. I think I'm going to, because usually I don't really pay attention to the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like I pick the colors out and I look and see what works in relation to what. Like if they call for a dark brown and a brown, then I look through my colors to see, okay, which one is lighter and which one is
Like compare it to
darker,
the two,
and
yeah.
see how those look in comparison to each other. And then I go down and like it's calling for red, red, orange, and orange. I look at those three and swatch them together to see how they look. But I
But
don't
you
really
don't look at
look
the
at the
colors as a
picture.
whole.
Yeah, I don't look at the colors as a whole, and I don't look at the picture and see, okay, where are these colors going to go or whatever. And but I think for the next, I found with these bird pictures, I like it better if it's not 100% colored
Mm-hmm.
because I like some of the white because like with the ones we've done before, like with this one from a few weeks ago, it's just like too much. I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
should have left something out so that the flowers could stand out more.
Yeah.
So I I will probably look more closely at that when I do it and see like here's another bird picture where I can barely see the birds because
because of
Like
all
I
the
would I
colors in
would
the
have left
background.
some
Yeah.
of this. I would have probably done all of this on the outside and then left some of this green on the inside out so that I can leave the birds so I can see the birds
Yeah.
because it's just too
Just a bit
much.
busy.
It's a bit busy. Whereas like when I did this one, see I
Yeah.
left a lot more white and I feel like I like that better.
Yeah, it definitely makes the birds a lot more visible as opposed to like trying to kind of suss them out from all the colors in the background behind them.
And I like the art on the birds themselves. I like the stained glass kind of situation.
Hmm.
I just so I might get another one of those books. But my last picture here is from World in Jars,
Yes.
which I don't particularly like the art in this book, I'm gonna be honest. Even though I requested it for Christmas and I got it because I like the idea of things in jars.
Hmm.
But as I'm looking at the art, like we said, I don't like cutesy art. I think because you were like, why am I going to get one of those cute and cozy books or whatever because
Yes.
it's cutesy art. But I think the difference with those is that they are big and they have a lot of space. I think I like it when they are big and they have a lot of space. These have the same kind of cutesy, almost amateurish art style, but it's lots of small bits and it just makes it look less cute. But
Mm.
anyway, this is what I did.
I like that one. It's so cute.
I mean, I like the jar. I almost didn't do the background on this one, you know, all the blue and stuff, but I think
Yeah.
I'm glad I added the blue.
Yes, it looks good.
In the jar situation, it looks good. But like all the little flowers and stuff like
Hmm.
that just look very, they just look like squiggles to me. I don't
I
like
could
this.
see that. It's
I don't
very
like this art style.
it's definitely giving like doodle art.
Yeah, it's just not my favorite art style, but I'm trying to just work myself from front to back. I finished this one on Monday, and I'm trying to just
Mm.
work myself from front to back on this one. This one is the last one, by the way. The bird one was alcohol markers. This one is watercolor markers again, using up. So I didn't use the exact colors that they call for because I just used close because I was trying to
Hmm.
use up the markers that I have. So in the Crayola marker thing. So yeah, I mean I think it turned out okay, but I'm not
Not
I just
bad.
don't like the art style. But I'm trying to work from front to back in this book because I have it. So
I ended up with a big old hole in here somehow.
oh no.
Because you can see the rest of it, it's like kind of holy, but not that
Uh-huh.
bad. But for
Uh-huh.
some reason, right here, and I'm trying to decide because that would be like 2 rows back.
I would be no. No, I'm not going 2 rows back.
Because this is 4 hours of work. Like this whole swatch here is 4 hours of work.
Oh no.
That's why I was saying it's gonna take forever. This is 4 hours.
Oh man.
Because I put it in my little timer because I'm like, this is a cute sweater. If I make it and people like it, I can maybe charge people for it depending on how long. But I'm sitting at 4 hours right now.
Yeah.
What's this? It's gonna be $1,000 sweater.
I just realized looking at the back of this book that I did my pinks in reverse order. I did this as a light pink and I did this as a dark pink.
Ooh.
Whatever. It's fine. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to work through my books. Because for me, the coloring is part of it is liking the picture, but part of it is just
Putting colors down.
I like putting the colors down. So I don't have to necessarily like the full picture if I just enjoy putting the colors down. And my one watercolor uhuhu, my light blue watercolor uhuhu, that's the first one that has started to run out.
Ooh. Using up a
Because
lot of light blue.
when I was working this picture, huh?
I say you're just using up a lot of light blue.
Well, yeah, every picture in this book calls for a light blue for the sky and the water and stuff.
Ah.
And so I've used light blue in every picture, and that's like what I was saying about the other thing. That's the only marker that I have that's light blue. I have one light blue in my alcohol set and one light blue in my water based set, and there's nothing that else that will qualify as light blue.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close. I mean, the blues next to that are way darker, where you couldn't substitute and call them light blue. So, but that's everything that I've worked on. No Avatar um, blanket yet. I know I need to work on it this year, but I haven't hit it yet. But I'm trying to I think I've gotten the coloring out of my system for the most part, partly because I was in the mood to color and partly because my shoulder was bothering me. My shoulder and my wrist was bothering me. And I feel like my shoulder is feeling better somewhat. So I can go back to the crochet for a little bit.
My shoulder also has been hurting, and I don't know why. It is literally just my left shoulder, and like sometimes ow, it hurt when I did that. But sometimes when I it's me doing the like across motion, or sometimes the up motion like this, it'll like it's so sore right here, and I don't know what I'm doing that's causing that. Because I'll go about my day and I'll be perfectly fine. And then I'll just be like relaxing on the couch, doing nothing. And I go to lift my arm up to like pull the blanket up over my shoulder or something. And then all of a sudden it's like killing me. And I don't know what's causing it because it doesn't hurt until I'm just sitting down relaxing. And then all of a sudden when I go to move it, it hurts.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Unlike you, I know why my shoulder was hurting. I made the mistake of playing some games on my iPad and just too much repetitive. Like if I really get into a game and really enjoy it and I play it too long, then my shoulder will start to hurt.
That happens to me if I play a game for too long on my computer. I was playing freaking Cookered, which we are definitely going to play on Friday, but I was playing freaking Cookered, and my these two fingers holding the mouse, they'll like cramp up from me trying to use the little mouse, and I'm like, what is this? I was not built for
I use the trackpad when I play Cookered, but the same thing happens to me. So yeah. Rock music.
Ah, yes. Yes, we are VRing today. We need to play some Beat Saber. Where is my rock music? Get in there. Wait for it. Got it. So aggressive. Yes, we are playing Beat Saber today. Or we're playing VR today. We should try out that game that that Ari and I got. Definitely eat in case we play Beat Saber. Definitely eat early. But last thing that I want to say real quick, since we're definitely leaving, I just wanted to touch on it. I yesterday was on Tubi and I was like, let me watch something on Tubi while I'm working on this sweater that's taking an absolute eternity. So I was flipping through. I sat down and watched Tank Girl yesterday. That movie is a fever dream. That movie is an absolute fever dream. And I'm like, is it just the way that they made the movie? And so I went back after the fact and read a little bit of the Tank Girl comics. There were some of the comics online. I read something. No, the whole series is just a fever dream. Reading the comics is a fever dream. Watching the movie is a fever dream. It is absolutely wild. I'm like, what just happened? What just happened? What was all of that? It was a fun watch though. Hello. We're about to leave.
I'm leaving.
Oh, all of that. Stop it.
But Tank Girl, an absolute fever dream.
Oil,
a fun watch.
Check your gas for your other wheel bill. Be safe.
I will. Absolutely crazy.
You do the closing. I did the opening.
Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you know what I'm about to say. Subscribe, give us a like, hit the notification bell, and why don't you leave in the comments what would be on your 2025 chatter lane? I keep wanting to say chatter lane. I want to add an R in there. What would be a year 2025 chatter lane? We're changing it now. It's new. I'm changing it. I think that's all that we need to.
Hush, Ronald.
I think we're freaking out of here.
I think we're freaking out of here.